Hi, today we are looking into the visualization of gender inequality and HIV/AIDS dataset. Okay, before we get started with the visualization part, let's get to know the dataset better. The dataset talks about the gender variation in HIV or say AIDS-related disease amongst the adolescent women and men who belong to the age group of 10 to 19 over 41 countries. In total, the dataset contains 9 different variables, in which are age, the sex, the country, the UNICEF region, and the estimated rate of new infection per 1,000 uninfected people, the estimated number of annual death, the estimated number of new infection, the estimated number of people living with HIV, and finally the rate of annual death per 1 lakh population. Now, before the visualization part, we have checked whether the dataset contains null values or duplicates, and we have identified certain null values and we have removed it using Python. Now let's get into the visualization part, and here we are using Tableau software to get to know the dataset better. Now here we are discussing about 6 different visualization techniques, which are the symbol map, the dual combination map, the pie chart, the bar graph, the side-by-side graph, and finally the tree map. Now let's look into the symbol map. Here we have marked the countries according to the annual new infection rate, and we could see that countries like Gambia, Eritrea, and Djibouti or Somalia got least values, and the countries like United Republic of Tanzania, Mozambique or Zimbabwe got greater values, and the least values belongs to the countries Gambia and Somalia with a rate of 6,000, and the highest rate belongs to the country South Africa with a number of 21,01,600, which is the highest among all other countries. Okay, now let's look into the next graph, which is the dual combination graph, and here we compare the rate of new HIV infection to the rate of annual AIDS death. Now let's look into it. The year of 1990, the rate of new HIV infection per 1,000 uninfected population was 350, while the rate of annual AIDS related death per 1 lakh population was 179. Now let's look into the year of 1995, and we could see that the rate of new HIV infection reached its peak, and the rate was 495.3, and in 2008 the rate of annual AIDS related deaths reached its peak, and it was 2,346. Now we could see that for both the rates after these years, that is 1995 and 2008, there was a decrease, and in 2019, by 2019 we could see that there is a great decline in both the rates. Okay, see, this is it. Yeah, now looking into the next chart or technique, which is the pie chart, we have used the pie chart to identify the ratio of males and females who died annually due to AIDS. Okay, now we could say that out of the total people who died annually due to AIDS, 46.392%, that is 4,60,730 people belonged to the category males, and rest, that is 53.608%, that is 5,32,400 were females. And we could see that there is difference between these ratios, but the difference is very slight, and that is it differ for an amount of 71,670. Okay, now let's look into the bar graph, and this bar graph is for the rate of annual death over the given countries, and we could see that the countries like Madagascar, Sudan, Somalia and Niger the rate lies below 100, and certain countries like Uganda, Malawi, and Eswatini, and Lesotho and Zimbabwe, the values are about 2000, and the highest value or the highest rate of annual death belongs to Zimbabwe, and the rate is 4197, while the least rate belongs to the country Madagascar with a rate of 4. And we could see that almost 30 countries have their rate less than 1000, and the rest have values higher than 1000. Okay, now moving into the next one, which is the side-by-side graph, we could see that we have compared the female population and male population with respect to three variables, which are estimated number of annual AIDS death, and estimated number of annual new HIV infection, and estimated number of people living with HIV. Now, it is clear that for the estimated number of annual AIDS death, for both males and females, the values lie almost the same. That is, for males it is 460730, and for females it is 532400. Okay, now let's look into the other two, and here we can see that this values for estimated number of annual new HIV infection for females and males differ, and it is higher for females. And coming to the next one, which is estimated number of people living with HIV infection, we could see that it is very much higher for females compared to that of males. Looking into these three variables, we could say that even though the first one, that is the estimated number of annual AIDS death, almost remains the same, for every three variables, the value or the rate is higher for females. Now, looking into the next one, which is the rate of newly infected females from 1990 to 2019, we have used a tree map to consider this thing, and we can see that from 1993 to 2002, the rate is higher, and it varies from 2,36,310 to 2,14,050. Now, let's consider the year of 2016 to 2019, and we could see that the value varies from 1,33,320 to 1,11,780. Now, we could see that as the years passed, the rate of newly infected females from 1990 to 2019 decreased. Now, we had seen all 6 graphs, and let's get into the conclusion. Finally, we could conclude that the following points from our visualization, and they are: first, the countries like South Africa or Zimbabwe and Mozambique are very much affected by HIV infection, while the countries like Madagascar or Sudan or Somalia are the least affected. Then also, we could see that the adolescent males and females have same HIV related death ratio. Okay, and even though the annual death rate is same for males and females, the estimated number of new infections and estimated number of people living with AIDS relatively higher for females. Now, considering the years that has passed, the rate of newly infected females decreased, and which is a very good thing. And this is the end of our visualization analysis of the given data set. Thank you.